Welcome back, everyone. It's December 2nd already. Can you believe it?
Wow, December 2nd already.
The last month of 2024. Crazy
Right.
rip.
It really is.
Makes you think about, all the things that really matter, I guess. What are you focused on as we wrap up the year?
All the things that really matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for me, it always comes back to those goals I set at the beginning of the year, you
Yeah.
know, personal growth, creative projects, and of course, financial stability.
Oh, for sure. Financial stability always seems to be top of mind, certainly this time of year.
Yeah, you got it.
Speaking of which, that's actually kind of a perfect segue into what we're diving into today. We found this really interesting Snapinsta clip, a songwriter sharing some life advice, and
Yeah.
it's surprisingly insightful.
Yeah, a songwriter giving life advice. You wouldn't expect that, but it's full of these little nuggets of wisdom that really got me thinking.
Exactly. So let's dive into this Snapinsta of wisdom and see what resonates with you all out there.
Sounds good.
So right off the bat, this songwriter hits us with some strong financial advice. They say, and I quote, "If you make $1, call it 50 cents, because the other half belongs to the government."
Okay, so maybe a little dramatic,
Yeah.
but the point is crystal clear, right? Save your money.
Oh, absolutely. It's funny because we often hear about financial planning for like businesses or entrepreneurs, but it's just as crucial for creatives.
100% agree. You know, having that financial cushion, it's not just about paying the bills. It's about giving yourself the freedom to create, to experiment, to take risks without constantly worrying about the bottom line.
It's like that safety net allows you to really pursue those passions, even the ones that might not be, immediate moneymakers.
Exactly.
Now, the songwriter doesn't shy away from tougher topics either. They get
No.
into relationships, specifically marriage. They say, don't get married unless you really, really, really want to.
I like how they really emphasize that with like 3 reallys.
Right. Like really, really, really.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
You know, it might sound intense, but there's a lot of truth in that statement. I think it speaks to the importance of being intentional in relationships, right? Marriage, or any long-term commitment for that matter, it's not something to be taken lightly. It's about choosing to be with someone wholeheartedly.
And really understanding yourself and your partner.
Exactly. And it's interesting how, societal views on marriage have changed so much over time. But that core idea of choosing to commit deeply, well, that's timeless.
Totally. And it makes you think about all the different forms relationships can take these days. What does commitment even mean to you?
Absolutely.
Okay, so switching gears a bit. The songwriter also offers some advice for aspiring musicians. If you're a songwriter and you don't play an instrument, learn one. I love that. Makes me think back to when I tried to learn piano a few years ago. Oh my gosh,
yeah.
Way harder than I thought it would be.
Learning a new skill, especially something creative, can definitely be humbling. But it also opens up all these new possibilities in your mind, new ways of thinking, new ways to express yourself. I remember when I first learned to code, it was super frustrating at first, all this like weird syntax and logic. But then when it finally clicks, that aha moment, it's like you suddenly see the world in this whole new way.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So what about you? Any skills you've been curious about learning?
Oh, so many. Maybe pottery.
Pottery. Oh, wow.
I've always been drawn to working with my hands.
Yeah.
I love the idea of creating something tangible.
Yeah, I get it.
So back to the songwriter's advice, they also touch on something I think is super important, staying grounded. They say, don't be too precious about your craft. We're making music for the heart, but we're not curing heart disease.
Such a great analogy.
Yeah.
It really highlights the importance of balancing passion with perspective.
Right.
We should absolutely pour our hearts into our work, strive for excellence, but at the same time, it's crucial to detach from the outcome a bit. Sometimes stepping back can actually help you see your work more clearly and make more objective decisions. Have you ever experienced that?
All the time. I'll get so deep into a project that I lose sight of the bigger picture. Then I'll force myself to take a break, go for a walk, clear my head. When I come back, it's like hitting the reset button.
I feel that.
Now, another piece of advice that really resonated with me was this, Money. Be genuinely happy for others' successes. It's good karma.
That is such good advice.
Yeah.
I think celebrating other people's achievements, it's such a powerful practice. It creates this positive ripple effect, you know? It not only makes others feel good, but it also helps you shift from a scarcity mindset to one of abundance. When you genuinely celebrate someone else's success, it reinforces the belief that success is possible for everyone, including you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it reminds you that we're all in this together, like supporting each other along the way.
Definitely.
Speaking of being there for each other, the songwriter reminds us to Phone people back. And I mean everyone. Don't let your people do everything for you.
Yeah, it's a good one.
All right.
It's about showing up for the people in your life, taking responsibility for your relationships, being present not just physically but emotionally.
So important. I think sometimes we can take those closest to us for granted.
Yeah, it's easy to do.
And on the topic of taking ownership, this songwriter has some strong words for when it comes to your work. If your name is going on it, you better make sure you have given it every ounce you have.
That's about taking pride in your work, right? Owning it.
Totally. And when you put your name on something, you're not just taking credit, you're taking responsibility for its quality and its impact.
And that sense of ownership can be incredibly motivating. It can lead to a much deeper sense of fulfillment. Think about the projects where you've really excelled, where you felt the most proud. I bet those are the ones where you felt a true sense of ownership.
Oh, absolutely. When I feel truly invested in a project, I'm 1,000 times more likely to go the extra mile to make it amazing. And you know this songwriter is big on going the extra mile, especially when it comes to being on time. They say, be on time. Every single person's time is as valuable as yours. Being on time actually is a very powerful weapon.
I love that. It's so true. Being punctual, it's a sign of respect. It shows you value other people's time, and professionally, it shows you're organized and reliable. It's incredible how something as simple as time management can have such a big impact on your reputation.
Totally agree. Okay, so to wrap things up, this songwriter leaves us with one final piece of advice, and it's both empowering and a bit mind-bending. Try to make every creative decision based on the notion that you have millions of dollars in the bank, even if you have nothing in the bank.
It's all about mindset, right? Approaching your creative endeavors with this sense of limitless possibility, like you have all the resources you need. It frees you up to take risks, to think bigger, to break free from those self-imposed limitations. And it's not about ignoring financial realities. It's about not letting them dictate your creative vision.
It circles back to the importance of saving, though, right?
Absolutely.
Even if you don't have millions right now, building that financial security can give you that sense of abundance, that freedom to pursue your creative dreams without constantly worrying about the bottom line.
I love how this all connects.
I know, right? Full circle. So as we wrap up this deep dive, we'd love to hear from you. What piece of advice from this songwriter resonated most with you?
Yeah, let us know.
What wisdom will you carry into the new year? Thanks for joining us on this journey.